Welcome back to Proud Masculine. In today's video, we're going to do a subscriber viewer request. He has a question, and I always encourage leave a comment, so suggestions, questions, anything you might have, and I'll address it personally. I love the participation. It just doesn't help me and allow me a chance to make another video to help somebody. I'm sure it helps a lot of people going through the same thing who see the video and just don't want to ask, don't want to put themselves out there. So thank you for the participation. His name is Pasha Boyer, and the only reason I say his name is because his request is on the channel, so it's not a question of anonymity or confidentiality. Typically working with somebody, and if they asked in private for certain insight in a video on a topic, I'll leave them out of it. And obviously, anything that goes on in a one-on-one call stays confidential. So with that, we'll jump right into it. And here is the request. I have a question for you. Is it possible to make a video on the top reasons why your ex is hiding the new Rebound from social media? Yes, I can, and I will do a new video right now. Example, she went from showing off her prize to completely silent about it. I read some stuff on it, but I heard it's fairly common for a person to hide their Rebound from social media. And, you know, typically it is common. See, here's something to understand about women and reputation. They want to keep that stuff hidden. It looks, first off, what he means by rebound is a rebound relationship, which is when you're broken up with, and the person who broke up with you, or even the dumper or the dumpy, it doesn't matter. You go from broken up and immediately jumping into another relationship within a short time of the breakup. And a rebound relationship is typically what another esteemed colleague of mine calls a painkiller. It's a distraction. You know, it's a way to soothe the discomfort, the emotional discomfort in a breakup. Because during a breakup, and even a dumper, the dumpy more severely, but after a short period of time, the dumper experiences some discomfort. That reward and that emotional discomfort is eased by putting somebody else in that place and immediately jumping into another relationship. And that's a rebound. And there's also monkey branching, but that's a little different. I'll explain it real quick, then we'll move on. A monkey branch is, if you ever seen a monkey in a jungle or wherever they are, they hold on to a branch. They don't let go of this branch until they have another branch secure. So what will happen is the dumper will oftentimes know that the end of the relationship is coming because they're about to do it, and secure another branch, another partner, before letting go of this one. And to make sure they have someone, then they let go of the branch and swing over to that person, which is, unfortunately, it's not as uncommon as people would think. And yes, experiencing either of the situations as a dumper is extremely painful. To know that your person has dumped your ass and you're over here in great pain and sorrow and despair, and they have already moved on to somebody else, and it seems so cold and effortless. But if you've been in a connection with someone for a while, for a long time, with and you are an integral part of this person's life, and you've met people, you've met family, you've been to social events and gatherings, and everybody knows you as that couple. The reason why they would not, one of the reasons is that they wouldn't, put the relationship out there on social media, is because it doesn't look great on them. That doesn't show stability. It shows a lack of emotional stability and maturity to get out of one relationship and jump right back into another one before any proper healing or just processing the breakup takes place. But from the dumper's perspective, at first it seems like that they're over that person. They're over the person they dumped. And so in their mind, especially in the beginning, the relief phase of a breakup, in their mind, and they could really truly believe that they're over this person. But there's no way that they're it takes months to really, process, disconnect and process and go through the emotional ups and downs. And there's a lot that goes into breaking up and making yourself available to be single again and be available in a healthy relationship. And this is why statistically rebounds fail, always fail. Well, mostly. It's a very rare occasion where a rebound relationship actually works. And that usually happens if the dumper and the person they jumped into a rebound had, a prior connection in the past and they'd gotten back together. Or if they were seeing this person, in your case, your girlfriend was seeing somebody on the side already for a while and you didn't know about it, which is possible. That's one reason. Another reason is they're not really serious about it and they don't want to put it out there. Another reason could be the other person doesn't want that broadcast on social media. There's a myriad of reasons, but the most common that my experience and having dealt with and having had an opportunity to talk to dumpers who have jumped into rebound relationships is that they care about what everybody else thinks about them. They don't want to be judged for taking such a drastic step from going out of one relationship and right into another one. It just doesn't look good. And they know that. And so that's it. And you got to remember, in the beginning of a breakup, nobody's emotionally stable. Nobody. The reason the dumper goes through a relief period, because you remember what happens during a breakup. You have a relationship, you have a connection where, in any experience, any friendship, relationship, work experience, there's an accumulation of time spent together and experiences over that span of time. Unfortunately, the end result of a breakup is, bare nuts, because there was an accumulation of more negative experience than there was positive. In a nutshell, that's the simplified, elementary breakup 101 version of why a breakup occurs. Within that there's nuance and there's detail and there's it can go off in many directions. But at the end of the day, more negative than positive. And the relationship is no longer a place of stability, fun. It just become like a source of stress, anxiety, an accumulation of negative experiences. And to compound that, the anxiety and the stress it causes for the other person to actually initiate the breakup and go through with that, finally go through with the act of breaking up, having that conversation, that difficult conversation. And sometimes it's difficult, like if they just reach their wits' end and it has to be said calmly, like this just isn't working for me anymore, or however it comes about. You'll usually find that it comes out in the heat of another argument. Like, that's it, I can't do this anymore, it's over. This is too much. And the relationship ends on those terms. So then even the actual breakup itself is just an emotionally heightened situation, emotionally heightened impulsive decision that's made right there on the spot. It's not made from a place of calm and stability and healthy thinking at the time. But then again, the relationship has gotten out of whack for whatever reason. And so the very beginnings of a breakup are on two opposite ends of the spectrum for each person involved. The dumper is enters what's called the relief period, where they've finally gotten that off their chest. It's like this huge relief. They got it over with. Then the opportunity comes for them to go do all the things that they felt they couldn't do before within the relationship, just to get some peace and clarity. And then what they're thinking is, they get to go where they may have felt trapped or restricted, or just they get to go spread their wings. And some people, some dumpers take it to different places. You'll see some that start partying with the single friends, going out to clubs, drinking, doing all that wild shit. You'll see some throw themselves into work and projects and the creative outlets. You'll see some throw themselves into family, whatever that looks like. But it's a relief period. It's a relief to have gotten that negative experience behind them, because that's stressful leading up to it. And what some dumpers do a lot, unfortunately, is seek someone else to fill that void, that emotional void, thinking that it's finally done, it's over with, they've gotten over this person already, and they moved on. And there has been zero or not enough time to really process this whole thing emotionally. There's a certain period of time that has to pass where, you have to, at least, acknowledge the breakup, that it's happened, heal from the things that have been done within that relationship, whatever that looks like. Each case is different. No relationship, no breakup is the same. It's always different. There's always nuance. There could be some generalities associated with, many such cases, but obviously it's not going to be exactly the same. And, obviously the healthy approach is to take your time. Don't go run out and date. Certainly don't get attach yourself to anyone emotionally and get involved in a relationship. There's a certain amount of time that you go by, but it's a time spent in, reflection, accountability. Even if you take a week or two to just step back and not think about it at all. But at some point, the emotional effect that the breakup had is going to come to surface. It's usually a little bit of a delayed, a lagging effect for the dumper. The dumpy, you already in the shit. You're already in Sucksville, and it sucks. So your first 2 weeks look like just depressed, moping, laying around, can't sleep, can't eat, or you're sleeping too much, you're eating too much. Just trying to self-soothe and find some, you got all these things run through your head. What did I do? Where did I go wrong? There's the urge to reconcile and bombard this person, and especially if you see them jumping into a rebound. And I'm not going to go too far off in the weeds about that, because that's not what this video is about. But that's the common reasons. It's not real complicated. It's not something that needs a bunch of time. But if you are going through a breakup and you need help, book a call with me. proudmasculine.com. Go to coaching and book your session. I can help you through this process. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. Whether you want to get your ex back, or you just want to rebuild yourself and work and do the self work, which I highly encourage, call me. I'll help you through this process. And then also like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for these videos as they come out. So and also there's another important reason that I left out, that an ex will hide the rebound from social media and hide it from everybody, is and this depends on the dumper. Look, I don't really think the person doing the dumping is setting out to really hurt the dumpy, the person being broken up with. I don't think that's, mostly not. They do have some fucked up people out there that do intentionally want to go after and hurt these people. But I think in most cases they don't intend to hurt anyone. And they kind of take into account, as selfish as they've been with jumping into the rebound, I don't think they want to rub it in your face and for you to see it. And, you know, cause more hurt. And if you're a little bit fucking wacko, like they don't want you to see that and then come storming back in trying to cause more trouble. And, yeah, there's your reasons. I mean, it's not, when you sit and think and really look back, it's some pretty common sense reasons. And it's done in a place of, it's emotionally and mental clouded, impaired judgment, where neither person's in a good place to be in any kind of relationship at the end of a breakup. That's just it. Healthy people, when they break up, usually take some time to just recollect, step back, reflect, rebuild, work on some things, you know, reflect on things that showed up in a relationship that contributed to the breakup. Because look, a breakup doesn't happen no relationship does really well or really bad without both people involved. I don't care who does the breaking up and who had the most infractions. That's a two-part process. There's two people involved in that. And a relationship that's successful and healthy and works requires two people. A relationship that fails, two people. Both people had a part in it. And the best thing is for both people to go back and look what they could have done differently and better. Either for the reconciliation or what should come up in the future. Is to not repeat the same pattern of behavior that caused the breakup. So, and that's it. I hope you got a lot out of that, Pasha and everybody else. And that's all for this one. I'll see you on the next one.